It's a couple of things. I think the first one is my religion, is my faith. Um, there's a verse in the Quran that tells us that we should stand up for justice, even if it's against ourselves. And so that's part how we started. And then we also have in the tradition what the Prophet did whenever there's oppression or something like that. And so the biggest reason is my faith, because it's a form of worship for me. It's a way to serve the Lord by serving others. And so that's the first thing. The second thing is my parents. I grew up, especially my dad. I've seen him do for others over time, and it's just something that just I grew up with. And I think as I grow older, I've also come to find out that the more you do for others, the more you're doing for yourself. Because every time you think you're helping somebody, indirectly it's also helping you too. And that feeling of knowing that you've actually been able to help somebody, I think is a very good feeling. The first part to changing the world is changing ourselves. I think it starts with the individual. I think when you believe that doing right is the right thing to do, and you do it yourself, oftentimes people emulate what they see you do, not necessarily what you say, but what you do. So don't think about others, just do it. And I think the more each person starts with their own rather than looking at what other people do, I think it will be a better place. And I think once we do that individually, then we come together collectively. Okay, we need to understand that our issues are very similar. We may have differences, but at the end of the day, we're all human beings. And so when we look at what brings us together, rather than what divides us, I think that's another thing that would help us. Thirdly, I also think that people have to understand, at least for me, that we're more than one issue. You know, I'm a Muslim, I'm black, I'm a woman, so I go everywhere because when they're talking about blacks, it impacts me. When you're talking about Muslims, it impacts me. Talking about immigrants, it impacts me. I'm a woman, it impacts me. When you understand that, you know, taking away somebody's right is taking away their humanity. I think that's the best way to put it. You know, you're undermining that person. You're saying that person is less than a person. And I think that's the worst thing you can do to anybody. And so knowing that those rights exist, knowing and honoring those rights, and knowing that, because think about it, you don't want somebody to infringe on your rights. And oftentimes that's what happens. You know, people want to state their own rights. People want to claim their own rights, but they don't think that others have the right to do so. And so knowing that what applies to you applies to everybody else, and knowing that it's been written so many years ago, I think that's the best part about it. Knowing that it's what makes us us. It's what makes us this country great. Putting those practices in action. So the more people know that, look, you have this freedom to do something, so does the other person. You can say what you want to say, but they can say what they want to say too. That is the law of the land. Everybody knowing that, I think, will allow us to give each other the space. We don't have to agree, but at least let everybody have their say, and then we can move on. We all have a way to contribute. There's more than one way to do something. So oftentimes people think that it's only the people that speak that can affect change. No, you can write about it. Even just talking to your children, you're doing something about it. So start at your own comfort level. Do the bits that you can do, and every little bit adds up. And so that would be my suggestion. And then once you've mastered the little bit, then you go to the next step. Then you start from your house to your local, to your state, to national, to the world. But I think not doing anything at all is the worst thing. But whatever it is that you can do, do it.